Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. In the previous video, we learned what is the final keyword and where we are going to make use of this keyword. And I will quickly say the final keyword you can use in front of the variable and in front of the methods and in front of the class. If you are using the final keyword in front of variable, you can't change the value of that variable because it is acting as a constant if you are given as a final keyword. Then if you are using the final keyword in front of the methods, you can't override the method, means you can't change the body of that method. So if you are using the keyword final in front of the class, then you can't inherit the class. So this is the final keyword. Then let's see the next part. What is the finally? What is the finally? Finally means this is a keyword used with the try and catch block. In the exception handling, you will get a concept of try and catch. In that time, you will make use of the finally block. Here you will use the finally block to provide the statements that will always be executed. Even if some of the exception will occur or not, you will execute some of the statements, and if you want to close the sum of the resources, then you will put inside the finally block. Let's take, here you will get an error. Let's take you are executing some program and you will get an exception. Then what happen? The flow of execution will be stopped, right? You will, if you are using the catch block, then regarding of that exception, you will get an message. Then what happen? It will stop execution directly, right? You are not closing the resources, and some of the main important thing you are not executing, right? So that time you are putting inside the finally block. Let's take an example. Let's take, what is your routine as a working professional? You will go to the office, then you will do some work, and you will come back at evening or night, and you will call to your mom and you will talk with them, and you will sleep, right? So in per day, talking to your mother is the most important thing, right? If you get a exception in the second line of the program, then what happen? The flow of execution will be end here. Then it will call the regarding exception and it will execute that catch block, and it will execute directly exit from that program. Let's take, you need to close the resources, right? Whatever you are open the resources, you need to close that resource. This is the most important thing. So what you are going to do, you will put it in the finally block, so that after the catch block execution, the finally block will be called and it is going to perform the operation whatever returned in the finally block. If that exception occur or not, flow of the program execution will be in the flow, right? That is the thing we are using the finally block. Let's take an example. We are going to do one thing. We will remove everything. Okay, I will create one class. Okay, I will create one class so you will understand. Class, I will create a finally keyword. Okay, public static void main, click on finish, and let's take scanner scan equal to new scanner and your system dot in. Then here you will importing this one, then import. Then here I will give one sentence is out, enter the numbers to perform a division. Enter the two numbers to perform a division. Let's take, we will take an numbers here. Okay, int a equal to scan dot next int, and int b equal to and scan dot next int. Then here, okay, scan in, let's see here, and scan dot next. Okay, then we will do one thing. Here we will take a int, and we are going to make use of the try block int. Then what we are going to do is, here int c equal to a by b. Okay, then here catch block, then here exception e, then here sys out. Okay, give valid input. Let's save and run the program. Enter the two numbers. I will enter 10 and I will enter 2. Then okay, we need to print that one. Sys out. Then here we will print the C value. Then run the program again. Enter the two values 10 and 2. Then we will get a 5, right? Let's run again. Here 10 and here I will give 0. Then what happened? Give the valid input. Here error will be occur. So divided by 0 error you will get. So give the valid input. That's it. You are executing this one. Here see, we are not closing the resources. We are using the scanner, right? Scanner scan equal to new scan. I told you close this resource is the best way, right? See here, we will do one thing. We will close here the resources, or we will print a sentence called as a sys. See here, enter the two number 10 and 0. See here, give the valid input. That's it. Let's take your sys out and we are printing hello. Then we will here close the resource scan, right? Scan, SCAN, scan. See here, if we are executing this, we will enter 10, then we will enter 0. See here, here itself it is going to be stopped here, right? These things are not getting executed. If you enter the 0 here, you are getting a exception here and error here. You will come back and you will give the sentence and you are exiting from this flow of the program, right? Let's take, this is the most important part, right, of the program. So what we are going to do, that most important part of the program we are putting inside the finally block, and we are giving the sentences whatever we need to execute. Let's run the program and I will enter 10 and I will enter 0. See here, give a valid input hello. See here, finally block is executing. If the exception occur also, you are this sentences are going to be executed and closing the resources. This is the most important thing why we are using the finally keyword. If you want to close the resources, or if you want to give the sum of the instructions, or if you want to give the most, usually it is going to use to close the resources, or if you want to give some of the important statements, then make use of this finally block and put that statements and resources, closing the resources inside this finally block. If the exception occur or not, the finally block is going to be executed. This is the thing of the finally block. See here, we will see the used in the exception handling to execute a code always, whether exception is occur or not. If exception occur or not, the execute the sum of the code is always be executed. That will things we are putting inside this finally block always executed, even there is a return or exception. So this is about a finally block. So if you have any doubt, comments below. In the next class we are going to understand what is finalized. See you in the next. Thank you.